Live from the studios of STL TV in Forest Park, it's Best of the STL. On tonight's show, Dr. Kirk Quigless, Sauce Magazine's Allyson Mace, heating things up in the kitchen tonight, Salt, and music from Concoction. And now, here is Cassandra and Ivy.
Walker.
And I'm Ivy Hartman, and you are rocking out with us here on Best of the STL.
I know, it's so exciting. Everything's going on in the city tonight. It is a great time to be in St. Louis.
It is a great time to be in St. Louis. And speaking of St. Louis, you know, STL TV has been there with you every step of the way, highs and lows here in the city for 20 years. Did you know October 1st, 1991? We launched the station.
Wow. I cannot believe it's been 20 years. 20 years of bringing you St. Louis, and hopefully you feel we brought it to you in the best way possible, because we take such pride in being a part of St. Louis.
It's true. You know, we've had a lot of memorable experiences in those 20 years.
We have.
Great interviews.
Right, well, first we started out, Ivy, do you remember what was our first channel name?
We were City 16.
That's right. And then City TV 10.
That's right.
Of course.
And I think people still call us City TV 10.
They do.
We must have been really successful branding ourselves that way. And then now we're STL TV.
Yes, and you stayed with us all the time. We appreciate it, because we've changed the name, but not the game.
That's right. Keeping it real all these years with great interviews and great coverage. Some interviews included Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
I know, our very own, of course.
Right, Kurt Warner.
Ozzie Smith.
Oh, yeah. Mayor Freeman Bosley Jr.
Yes, Mayor Francis Slay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We covered the flood of '93.
Yes.
We've had some great, we had John Paul II's visit came.
Right, that was the Pope, of course, you know that. And
yeah.
That was wonderful, you know, just that he came and graced our city that way. Of course, we had the entertainers that came to town. We had Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
Who could forget that?
Yeah, you got to meet Oprah, have a little
awesome.
one-on-one interview with her.
That was a good time.
And Bill Cosby, we covered his
Bill Cosby.
meeting.
You know what, let me tell you a fun fact, Ivy,
Yeah.
about Bill Cosby. Everyone, you know, they have another channel called Biography, which, you know, when you're not watching us for a little bit of time, you can tune them in sometimes. But Biography does stories, hour-long series on different personalities. And they did Bill Cosby. Of course, he's been, you know, in show business for 50 years. And at the end of Biography, the very end, you see a STL TV microphone. And I'm up on stage and I say, everyone, Mr. Bill Cosby. So we were there on Biography, which I think is fantastic.
Not only having a presence here as your government access station for the city of St. Louis, but we're also having a national coverage.
Yes.
Because also we were a part of Murphy Lee's taping of his music video on the U City Loop.
I know.
And you see STL TV cameras and
all over
microphones
the place.
there.
And, you
as
know,
well.
we're there when they had American Idol auditions, because we are hip like that. You
That's
know,
right.
We cover everything.
And you know what? You didn't have to leave the comfort of your own home, because we brought it all right to you at home.
And we've had lots of faces coming throughout the station as personalities as well. And a lot of them return. And we just, I think it's because it's a place to call home.
It's true. You know what? Cassandra and I are not natives of St. Louis, and I think our exposure to the city of St. Louis by working here has really been one of a kind.
It has been. I mean, we cover the St. Patrick's Day parades. We try to take everything that you would like to see and bring it to you.
That's a great point. And you know, St. Louis loves their hometown heroes. And I tell you what, this is a good time to be in St. Louis, because we're getting national recognition.
We are, because the Cardinals are in the World Series.
Oh my gosh. It's so exciting.
It's so exciting. And you know, we want you to be a part of it, so make sure that you're cheering on the Cardinals, but keep it locked in the STL TV as well.
That's right. You know, the ballpark always has good food.
Great food. You know, as a matter of fact, whenever I go to the ballpark, I get a hot dog, hamburger, things that, you know, may not be the best for my waistline, but I enjoy it anyway, nonetheless. So I'm going to make sure that I go over now to the kitchen and get healthy food.
Yeah.
All right, so joining us today in the kitchen is our restaurant, Salt, and we have Brendan here. Brendan, welcome.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
Good
Thank
to
you for
see
having me.
you. You're
Good to see you
welcome.
too again.
So we're going to have some delicious scallops, it looks
We
like.
are. We are going
Tell
to
me
do
about
some
it.
pan-seared scallops tonight. We have some cedar smoke that we're going to infuse into that, a little scallion, and a little bit of our cracked mustard vin blanc that we use at the restaurant for the dish.
I love it. I love the terminology. Now, the cedar smoke, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. It's actually a special way that we're going to do this scallops. We'll talk about that next.
It's a little bit fun, a little
It's a
interactive.
secret.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
I like that. Everything's becoming interactive these days.
I think that's a push in the restaurant to engage the guests a little bit, to have something a little bit more than just sit down, order, eat it. I think plates are becoming a little more interactive, and a little kitsch here and there. It's not a bad thing. It engages the guests, like I said. So that's what we're looking for.
I agree, and the good food follows it, of course. Why did you plan on making scallops for us tonight?
Like I said, it's a fun, interactive dish. It incorporates some elements that maybe people haven't seen before. Everybody's probably seen a pan-seared scallop, but you've probably never seen it presented in a mason jar with some smoke pumped in and captured on top of it. So it's a little bit different, a little fun.
Yes, and you know what? You do a good job presenting it well, because sometimes it's in the presentation.
A lot of times it's in the presentation. We don't try to overcomplicate our food. It's really simple ingredients, simple flavors. But the way we plate is kind of, like I said, we try to introduce that interactiveness.
Yes.
Try to introduce a little kitsch without being a little too far gone with it, but it's fun. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That makes people remember the restaurant.
Exactly.
You know, they want to come back.
Right. Everybody's had a seared scallop on a plate, but maybe not inside a mason jar.
All right, and you're going to show us all about that
We
today.
are.
Now,
We
tell
are.
me,
We'll
do
walk
you
you
have
through
a
it.
seasonal menu so that certain times of the year you're fixing certain meals that people can become accustomed to?
Actually, we stay constantly seasonal. The way we approach our menu adaptations at Salt are usually what our farmers have to offer us.
Oh, so it's farm fresh here.
It is farm fresh, within
Wonderful.
about 100 miles usually, and sometimes we have to source outside that, being in St. Louis, and getting into the colder months, we might not be able to have lettuce and those sort of things, but whenever possible, we source locally.
So is that difficult then?
It is a little bit in the waning months of the year when it starts to get cold, but we stay vigilant on it. We have a farmer who actually produces exclusively for us, so
Wonderful.
We're happy about that, and we get to extend that kind of seasonality throughout the year. So
So is your favorite meal? Obviously, you're there all the time. You get to see everything and cook it, but what's your favorite to have?
my favorite dish at the restaurant, I think it's actually the scallop.
Really?
Yeah,
so you
it's
brought
really.
us your favorite?
I did. I brought your
Excellent.
favorite today. It's really subtle. It's like I said, it's very simple flavored dish, but the way it interacts with the guests, the way you get to open the can yourself, it's fun. So that's actually my favorite thing we have on the menu.
So what's your favorite thing about Salt, the restaurant?
About Salt is
Yes.
that we have such a grandiose kind of dining room, and it's so it's not proper, it's warm, but I think we do a great job of trying to make it so that you appreciate the ambiance, but that you're not overwhelmed by it, because you're brought back by the kind of comfort of the food that we're making, fried chicken and seared scallops in a mason jar and that sort of thing.
I love it. 314-932-5787 is the phone
Yes,
number to
ma'am.
get reservations. And I think after this show, a lot of people are going to want to come to Salt, if not
Hopefully.
just for you, Brendan. You have such a great personality.
Well,
We're going to
thank
come
you
back
very
and talk
much.
more to Brendan. And, of course, we're going to go to Mel right now. She's very busy, and we're welcoming her to the show tonight. Mel?
Yeah, that's right. We are absolutely busy and we are having a tremendous time so far. We have a great show planned for you tonight. We're giving away a $35 gift card to Sam's Club. We've also got some yummy cupcakes for you. We'll tell you what Team Teeth is all about. We'll also introduce you to these guys, the band known as Concoction, St. Louis's own. We'll talk to them in just a little bit. Now, if you have a band or a group you'd like to see here on STL TV, on Best of the STL, you can hit us up at 314-552-2970. Again, 314-552-2970. You can also follow us on Facebook, find out all the late-breaking details here at STL TV. Also, if you miss one of our episodes of Best of the STL, you can find it right there on YouTube, so check that out. Any of our STL shows, you can just check those out at YouTube. All right, let's send it back over to you, Cassandra and Ivy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mel. We are so excited because our next guest has taken his life's work as a dentist and combined that with his passion for sports.
That's right, and he's come up with the hottest craze since the foam finger for sports fans to show their teeth team spirit.
I love it. Please welcome the originator of the Team Teeth, Dr. Kirk Quigless.
Yeah,
we got our
the
team
team
teeth
up
in
there.
here.
That's right.
Red and white for the Cardinals Team Teeth. Thank you so much, Dr. Quigless, for bringing these for us. You know, we can't interview in them, but we want to try them on, let everyone know how great they look, even on women.
I'm thinking their STL TV 20th anniversary.
Yes.
I'm thinking that's kind of fun.
Yeah, we'll
too.
hold on to these.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Quigless, now we know you love sports, but you became a dentist. So tell us a little bit about, first of all, how you decided to become a dentist, because I love the story about you being 2 or 3 and you already knew.
All right. Well, my father was a dentist, and I was just exposed to it at an early age. And when I was, they said when I was 2 or 3 years old, I was saying I was going to be a dentist.
Wow.
And I actually followed through with it.
It's one thing to say you want to do something, a whole other thing to follow through.
Right. Right.
That's true too. And so you've practiced dentistry for how long before you started getting into becoming an entrepreneur of a whole nother kind by designing mouth guards for athletes?
Well, I graduated dental school in '95, so I've been practicing in private practice ever since then. I actually, when you speak of entrepreneurship, right when I got out of school, I actually ran a outreach program in Metro East and St. Louis and in Kansas City. And that we did exams, cleanings, and fluoride treatments on underprivileged kids. So we had mobile equipment that we took into the schools and actually performed the services. And that really grew pretty large. And at its peak, I probably had close to 100 employees and probably 25 dentists.
Serving thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of children, I would guess.
That had to be so rewarding.
Yeah.
I know my mom talked about when she was growing up in the South, they had, at that point in time, was segregated. So they had the black dentist and the white dentist, but the unfortunate thing was a lot of the black children couldn't afford to go to the dentist. And that her parents, even though they didn't have a lot of money, they made sure that they got all those 9 children to the dentist. On the flip side of that, my dad was saying that he never went to the dentist until he was in the Air Force at 19.
Right.
So he had a lot of problems with his teeth. Were you encountering that when you were doing your outreach program? A lot of kids had never been to the dentist?
Yeah, probably. The statistics were that like 95% of the kids that we saw on the visits to the schools, that was going to be their only encounter during that year with the dentist.
Well, you talked about your outreach program. We've highlighted a little bit about Team Teeth, but also you innovated a very special mouth guard for athletes also.
Right. Well, let me tell you how that came about. There was a high-end mouth guard that I was making called a Pure Power mouth guard.
Okay.
And it was actually a $2,000 mouth guard.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, because it took a specially trained dentist, a neuromuscular dentist, and about an hour and a half of the time to actually make this mouth guard. And so we were fitting a lot of professional athletes, but what we found was that not even the professional athletes wanted to pay the $2,000, even though they could afford it and probably.
Right.
And even though it was helping them, and everybody loved the product, and wanted to use it, but they didn't like the price tag. So what that drove me to come up with a product that I could bring to the general public at a much a more reasonable price. And so I invented a mouth guard that I call the Golden Bite mouth guard, which is a self-fitting boil and bite mouth guard that'll get you 85 to 95% of the way there that the $2,000 mouth guard will get you for $30.
Wow. And what, I want you to say right here, right now on the show, why it's important for those parents who think, oh, my kids don't need it.
Right.
Or the kids that think that, why is it so important to have a mouth guard? Because people think, oh, I'll just chip a tooth. They don't realize that so much more can happen.
Right. Well, when your bite's off, it's like having a pebble in your shoe. So if you ever had a pebble in your shoe, it's, you know, that you make your entire body compensate for having that pebble in your shoe.
Yes.
And so whether you try and run a sprint or pick up a box or anything you do with a pebble in your shoe, you can't do it as well as if the pebble's out of your shoe. So the bite is the same way, but people don't know it, that their bite is off and that they're not using their body to the maximum performance ability. So when your bite's in alignment, then you actually get better performance out your body, which results in better balance, strength, range of motion, flexibility.
Hey, so
Wow.
much more than a safety investment,
Yes,
right?
it's a life investment.
So speaking of that, though, you've also specialized in neuromuscular types of dentistry.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Talk to us more about that.
So neuromuscular dentistry, what I do is I treat a lot of pain patients for TMD, temporal mandibular dysfunction. And so a lot of people get misdiagnosed with having migraines because they don't have any other classification to put it into. And so usually people find me after they've been around the doctor circuit, and then they get on the internet and trying to find why they're still having these headaches, and nobody has a solution for them, except for, I got this super strong pain medicine for you to take the rest of your life.
Wow.
And so then they'll come in and we'll run some tests on them and see what their muscle activity looks like in their face and their neck, and see if the muscles are fatigued or hyperactive. And if they are, it's a clear sign that they probably have a bite issue, which is leading to basically like a cramp that athletes get from overworking their muscles, and it leads to the pain.
That's
I'm already starting to
amazing. I know.
feel a little
I
tight
know.
in my
When you had
jaw.
that rub- I thought as you were saying that, a thought came to my mind, because I would have gone to have my head checked before I went to. I would have. I would say, oh, I have a
Yeah.
migraine.
I know.
wouldn't
What
say
people do.
MRIs,
Yeah,
everything.
MRIs.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about, to me, makes me understand the advancements that have come along. What have you seen in the advancements of dentistry and the way that they help people, as Ivy said, total body?
Yeah, well, that's the key advancement that I see. And the connection here is that the actual muscular center of rotation of the lower jaw is between the first and second vertebrae. So when your bite's off, it throws your spine out of line.
Wow.
And that's what gives you the pebble in the shoe effect. And so when we put your bite in a better position, it lines your spine up better, which allows you to use your body better.
So I think we should point out, though, that this neuromuscular treatment for headaches is that it's non-surgical. So I'm wondering, what kind of benefits are these having on my bite?
Absolutely none. The team teeth is just for fun.
Talk about creating team teeth.
Okay. So the way I came up with team teeth, I was at a March Madness game, college. A few years back, they had it down at the Dome. And so I looked over at the fans in the stands, and I saw a sea of all the school colors, the hair, the face paint, clothes, glasses, I mean, you name it, they had it on. And I said, there's nowhere else for these people to put their school colors. And at that moment, it popped into my head, the teeth.
Yes.
And so I
course. I
said,
love
team
it.
teeth. And I just followed through on it and came up with the product. It took me maybe 3 years or so to take it from my head to a physical product.
And we
now
have
we're
a
in.
preview of your TV spot, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So why don't we get a chance to watch that
All
and see
right.
how it all came
All
about?
right.
You're into everything, TV.
All right.
Let's check it out.
I like it.
See, I didn't know you guys had that.
STL TV, we take care of it. We got it all.
heard
So
that.
now, were you the mastermind behind that commercial idea?
That idea, actually, when not to wear your team teeth, actually my director came up with that idea. Yeah.
I like it.
Lamp-
When not to
lamp
wear your
light
team
produ-
teeth.
I gotta give him the credit. Chris Chris Benson
Okay.
with Lamplight Productions.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you can get team teeth in any color you want, right?
Yeah.
For any team
Yeah.
you want.
All
Perfect
right.
At myteamteeth.com.
Yes,
That's right.
thank you so much, Dr. Quigley, for
Thank you.
coming on and talking about everything.
Thank you. Thanks
Yes.
for our team teeth.
Yes.
I'm going to wear them with pride.
I know. I need to make an appointment
I know.
with the dentist as well.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
Yeah,
it.
thanks for having me
You're
on.
absolutely
Absolutely.
welcome.
Thank you for coming on. And I want to thank you all for joining us because don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more show coming your way, including an interview with Allyson Mace of Sauce Magazine. Don't go anywhere.
Jenny, who can
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
I heard someone ask the other day, how did that law ever pass? But they never even contacted their legislator. My teacher says legislators are concerned about what people think and want to hear everyone's opinion, even mine, and I can't even vote yet. People ask, where's my voice? To me, it's easy. You can call, write, or email your elected officials anytime and let them know how you feel about an issue. Am I missing something?
learn how you can make your voice heard by logging on to representativedemocracy.org.
Experience St. Louis.
Jenny, I got your number. I need to make you mine. Jenny, don't change your number. 867-5309. Well, Jenny, Jenny, who can I turn to? For the price of a dime, I can always turn to you.
Right. Woo! Welcome back to Best of the STL. Now I'm Cassandra Walker, and I'm in the kitchen with Brendan from Salt. Brendan, we're getting ready to get going, aren't we?
We are getting ready to
All
get
right.
going.
Tell me what we're about to do in the kitchen.
So
here.
we're gonna sear some scallops like we do in the restaurant.
All right. Now, what's the difference between searing and frying?
Well, frying, typically you would put some kind of breadcrumb or batter on the outside, and then you would
Okay.
deep fry it. And they're both considered dry cooking methods,
Okay.
where you're transferring the heat dryly, as opposed to like braise or boiling something.
okay.
So in this instance, we're just going to pan sear. So you want to have your, we use a blended oil at the restaurant.
Okay.
It's about 80% canola oil or vegetable oil, and then about 10% extra virgin olive oil, just for that flavor. So at the restaurant, we typically just season these just with salt and pepper.
So
Like,
this isn't cooked until it's ordered.
it's not cooked until it's ordered. That's
Okay,
correct.
excellent.
The sauce we do make ahead of time, but it's always seasoned and brought back up to heat right then and there.
So tell me, what can patrons expect when they come to Salt?
Well, you can expect kind of a menu that's both comforting and is going to push your boundaries a little bit. We have things like we use smoked jowl bacon, which comes from the face of a pig, and we have a braised pork belly on our menu also. So I mean, it's things that are going to push people outside of like chicken liver pate and some things maybe you've never tried before. But if you try a couple things that you like, maybe you'll trust us to branch out a little bit.
I mean, jowl bacon. I gotta try that. All right.
Yeah, I like to call it face bacon.
Okay. So what's one of the most popular items on your menu, excuse me?
Our most popular item, I would say, is either this scallop that I'm preparing for you tonight, or we also do kind of a Swedish style meatball. I say that with a little bit of hesitancy because it's not the same kind of preparation, but it's basically a roasted meatball that we then heat back up in blackberry jam. So it's kind of sweet and savory at the same time.
What would you serve that with?
We serve it inside of a little bowl that has a little pig face on it. So, and a little scallions right on top, a little bit of the warm sauce back over the meatballs, and people really, really enjoy it.
It sounds like, now is it true that scallop is the filet mignon of the sea?
I've heard that called that before, yes. But really what it is, it's just very sweet, tender, where you kind of get that connection to filet mignon. It's just a very pure seafood flavor.
Yes.
It's not like crab, it's not like lobster. It has its own flavor, but it's a nice portion of protein that you can do a lot of different cooking methods with. So it's very versatile.
So tell me about the sauce that you're making that's going to go with the
scallop. So the sauce that we make at the restaurant starts with a little white wine and aromatic reduction. We bring that down really far. We add a lot of heavy cream to make it really healthy, right?
Yeah.
And then we reduce that down a little bit further. We'll strain that, and we'll take all the aromatics out, and then we mount in a little bit of whole grain mustard. Finish it to order.
To perfection.
Hopefully.
All right.
We don't ever claim to be perfect. So
can you service more than just a family? Can you service like parties or company get-togethers?
We actually do a lot of catering events. We have a couple of different private rooms. We have a theater upstairs, a salt cellar, we call it downstairs, which seats up to 18 people.
Really?
Lots and lots of venues within one building.
The salt cellar.
Salt cellar.
All right. So now when you're cooking this, obviously you have a lot going on in the kitchen.
We do.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about what you have going on and a little history that our audience may not know about salt. All right?
Yeah, okay.
You're full of surprises, right, Brendan?
A little bit, yeah.
All right,
We've got a couple surprises.
Well, listen, right now, while you're cooking up the delicious food, we're going to go talk to Cara because Cara has a wonderful guest. She's talking to you on the stage. Cara?
Thanks, Cassandra. Yes, I'm here with David Codner with Codner Galleries. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And now you're a part of this huge exhibit at the Missouri Botanical Gardens. It's the Best of Missouri exhibit. Tell us about that and how you got involved.
That's right. So for the last 20 years, the Botanical Garden has put on the Best of Missouri Market, where they've brought in the best of everything from food to gardening to music, everything, really fun fair. So this year for the 20th anniversary, we were honored to be asked to put together and assemble a group of, we've got about 15 to 20 artists that have painted the great areas in our region, the woodlands, the rivers, and so it's a wonderful exhibition there.
Very nice. Now, who are some of these local artists?
Well, we have some that are very well known in the area, really the best. Billy O'Donnell, Joan Parker, Brian Haynes, Joe Orr, Rick Byers. We have quite a few wonderful painters in the exhibition.
Very nice. Now, you brought some paintings with you today.
We did.
Okay, well, let's start talking about them. Let's let the public see. Let's start on this side over here, far right.
Well, let's see. On the far right, we have, well, let's see. I'm going to get up here. We've got on the far right, we've got Billy O'Donnell.
Okay.
And he's a wonderful Missouri painter, known for his impressionist style with the beautiful light and the color and the contrast. Uses sort of a heavy impasto brush.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and so beautiful artwork by Billy. And as we proceed, we have a work by Joan Parker.
Okay, so this is the second piece.
Yeah, the second piece there, and that's the Jewel Box in Forest Park, and she's out of the Kansas City area. But she participated in the show, so you'll find her work there as well of some wonderful regional landscape here local.
Okay.
As you move further over, you'll see the third piece, yes. That's by Joe Orr. Joe is from the Osage Beach, Ozark area. Okay. Joe was kind enough to donate a wonderful painting that you will find at the Botanical Garden, and that's being auctioned off with all of the proceeds going to the Botanical Garden. And I should say that all of the works are for sale with portions of the proceeds going to the botanical garden.
Very nice. Okay, and
then
the last one here?
The last one is by Catherine Mahoney. And again, she's very impressionist in her style. She has two beautiful large watercolors that are on exhibit at the garden as well. And this is up in the Ridgeway Center. So as you come up to the garden in the Ridgeway Center, it's a big open air venue, and it's just really beautiful. Everything is portrayed really well, especially in the light of the day when you're on your way to the garden. Yeah.
That's right. And this event goes on how long?
This will go through October 30th.
October 30th.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do people get tickets to this?
Well, they can just go to the botanical garden. So when they go and they go upstairs on their way out, they'll see it. They're surrounded by it. And again, the natural light coming in through the windows there just really helps display the work.
There are so many wonderful local artists in Missouri. How do you pick just those certain amounts? You know, those certain few.
We are approached quite a bit, and we are just we are looking for certain elements. I think that the bottom line is what appeals to us. We're passionate art collectors personally, not just our business. Yeah. So I think it's just art's a personal thing, and it's what appeals to you.
Okay, and what appealed to you this year are trees.
That's right, and that's the theme of the exhibition, or the Best of Missouri Painters. But yeah, the theme is trees. So you'll see a lot of trees, but water lilies, the rivers, all kinds of things. So,
okay,
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
Absolutely, and
Appreciate
good
it.
luck with your event.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we have to give away a Sam's card. It's a $35 Sam's card because Sam's is so wonderful to sponsor our show, and we picked a name earlier tonight in our audience. And come on up here. We have Andrew Marquis. Right? Yes. Okay, so we have a $35 gift card to give you, all right? Okay. But you have to answer a question for us.
All right, I think I can do that.
Okay, great. Well, here's the trivia question, okay? And you can see it on the screen if you want to pop it up on the screen. Now, STL TV has been known as City 16, okay? Right. Has been known as City 10 over the years, and now, of course, STL TV. How long has STL TV been on the air?
It's been on the air for 20 years.
You're right. Yay, 20 years. You win a $35 gift card to Sam's.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can thank Sam's.
Thank you, Sam's.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's head on over to Mel and see what she's got with concoction.
And thank you so much, Cara. As I promised to you earlier in the show, it is my pleasure to introduce to you once again the band Concoction. Take it away.
I'm gonna hold them like they do in Texas plays. Fold them, get them, hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. Let an intuition play the cards we're supposed to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, 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 I'll get him high, show him what I got. Oh, 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 I'll get him high, show him what I got. Carry by, no, he can breathe my poker face. She's got me everybody. Carry by, no, he can breathe my poker face. She's got me everybody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. I wanna ruin him, a heart that we will be. A little gambling is fun if you're with me. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's nothing, if it ain't rough, it isn't fun. Oh, 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 I'll get him hot, show him what I got. Oh, 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 I'll get him hot, show him what I got. Carry by, no, we can read my poker face. She's got me everybody. Carry by, no, we can read my poker face. She's got me everybody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face.
That was awesome. That was the group Concoction. This is the lead vocalist, Gina Medley. Are you out of breath?
I am a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, girl. You got some lungs on you.
Oh,
Great
thanks.
job, by the way. I wasn't expecting Lady Gaga.
That's how we got our name. We try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Tell me about the name a little bit.
Well, the name of the band is Concoction. You can check us out at concoctionstl.com. And we are actually just a variety of musicians from a variety of backgrounds playing a variety of music. So you throw that in a blender, mix it well, and we're a concoction.
So you're one of 3 lead singers, is that right?
Yes, I am. I'm very blessed to have like 2 people that can take over and back me up at any given point.
Now, in addition to doing stuff like Lady Gaga, I understand you do stuff that was probably around when you probably weren't even born yet. Is that true?
Probably, yes. If I don't have to out my age, then yes, probably.
I will not make you out your age, trust me. But tell me, how far does the music go back? Because you're spanning like what, 30 years or more?
Oh, easily, absolutely. And the great thing about this is we can pull out any song at any time, and it's what happens when you have this much talent in one place. I'm overwhelmed by them every day.
Okay. Well, tell me about, you've got an appearance coming up in November?
We're all over the place all the time. I mean, it's hard to really say where we're going to be, but if you check us out at Concoction STL, we've got appearances all over the place. So we would love to see you guys there.
All right, Gina, thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
That is Concoction. Again, concoctionstl.com is their website. Let's send it over to you, Cassandra and Ivy.
I gotta tell you, I love making up concoctions of my own at home. I got a little bit of a sweet tooth when it comes to concoctions. How about you?
I do too. I remember when you came over to my house, I made a cupcake for Max
Oh, I
and
remember.
Henry.
They got to decorate their own cupcakes.
They did.
They had a good time.
I enjoy cupcakes. Do you?
Yeah, I love a good cupcake.
I like any kind of cake, actually.
The whole cake is even better than just one piece. Cara, you visited Jilly's. Do you really? Well, you would know. You visited an award-winning cupcake restaurant here in St. Louis. Jilly's Cupcake Bar?
I did. Jilly's. It's right over on 170 Del Mar, and it is awesome. Now, let me tell you something. A cupcake is just a name, okay? Because this is a gourmet dessert, all right?
Ooh.
So, yeah, we're going to have to figure out a different name for it.
Okay.
All right?
I can't wait.
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Well, let's go to the video because I spent some quality time there.
All right.
We're at the front of the house here at Jilly's Cupcakes. I'm very happy to be right here with our food dude, Dana, Chef Dana. And this actually, you may recognize it, but it's not all together right now. It's all separated. But this is their award-winning cupcake, one of the 4, right?
One of the 4 from the Cupcake Awards show on the Food Network.
That's right.
This is called the Space Monkey.
The Space Monkey.
And if it's not a fan favorite, it certainly is my favorite.
Awesome.
And what we did is we started with a banana cupcake.
Okay.
All right, and then we are going to stuff it, and then we're going to top it, and then we put all kinds of good things on it. First of all, we start with the Dulce De Leche, which is a caramelized condensed milk. And we put some of this into the icing, which we're going to do first, and then we're going to make the filling. And then all we did was fold some of that into this, so you got a bit of a swirl. Then we take Heath bar pieces, and then we stirred this into the rest of the dulce. This is what goes in the center.
So we're here with Chef Casey, who is the executive pastry chef here at Jilly's.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of stab this cake just straight on through. And then we're just going to go ahead and fill it. What's going to happen is all of those great streaks of Dulce De Leche are going to go right into that bag. This is going to be the part of the finesse of it. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and just pipe it right around the outside and then continue all the way into the center. So now the chance is yours. Oh. This is not national television, but still it's very, very important. You must do it just like we showed you.
You got it. And now,
or you will be voted off of the Cupcake Island.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have ever been on there, ever been chosen.
So
but
start right around the outside.
Here?
Yep.
Okay.
And just keep an even pressure as you're squeezing. You're doing fantastic.
I
Oh my
can make
goodness.
one of these in 15 minutes.
That is our labor cost is going through the roof.
Oh.
There it is. Oh, very nice.
You didn't trust me on that last
listen,
one.
after about 15 of these, you'll get it right.
So this fall, you've got several
Absolutely.
seasonal cupcakes.
We do. For the month of October, we have our cinnamon s'more cupcake that we're actually making homemade marshmallow, homemade graham crackers, and we're just putting it together in just an incredible combination. We have our German chocolate cake, our bionic apple, which is a caramel apple, looks just like a caramel apple on a stick. And then we have the great pumpkin, which is the same cream cheese icing, but we put great pumpkin spice and real pumpkin puree into it, and it's just so fall, heartwarming deliciousness. Plus, it's in a little portable container of love.
Whoever knew cupcakes would be so much fun.
Oh my goodness.
Cheers.
How's that?
Oh!
Delicious.
And nutritious.
Seems like you guys have a lot of fun working together.
We definitely do. We can't stand each other.
We can't. What's the story with the bandanas? Do you have to have a bandana to be in the kitchen?
Well, you have to put something on your head, and I don't look good in a hat. So.
And I find that no one knows I'm bald with a bandana on. So, you know, it works.
Yeah, I would guess that's it. It's a nice, stylish look, and I think Cara rocked it pretty well.
She did.
As you do as well.
I'm telling you what.
So how did you become cupcake experts? Because I'm thinking you probably didn't wake up in kindergarten one day and say, I'm going to be a cupcake expert.
It was about third grade for me.
Okay.
No, but it's definitely one of those things that I'm a classically trained pastry chef. I actually teach full time with the St. Louis Community College Baking and Pastry Program, and so it's kind of one of these things that it's definitely an art. It's definitely a science. But hey, at the end of the day, when you get to play with chocolate and all great sugar things, there's really nothing, there's no downside to it.
No.
So we definitely have fun, and when you go to work every day to play with cupcakes, there's no frowns.
No.
Okay, we really highlighted the award-winning cupcakes.
Yes.
But you guys are so much more than that.
Oh yeah, well we have food. We have breakfast, we have lunch, lots of food.
How do you do to perfection the cupcakes and still have a
Well,
full-service
I do
cafe?
everything I can to make the food meet the cupcakes.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
And that's a tall order.
That's where the team of with him being savory, me being sweet, we really are a force to be reckoned with.
I am sure.
And we are so excited to represent St. Louis on a national stage.
Yes.
You know, that was both of us being from St. Louis. We kind of we did the hometown proud, we hope, and we were just so excited to shed a little light on the awesome food scene that St. Louis has.
And you're contributing to it.
We're excited to do it.
And you know, I noticed that I've gone to a couple of weddings now where they've had cupcake instead of a whole wedding cake.
Sure.
That's awesome.
It really
It's
is,
something
and
new.
also with the size, the kind of real small size, it works out well for your guests because instead of having one bland slice of cake, you get to have several different really flavorful bursts of flavor as part of your special day.
Burst
Love
of flavor,
that.
he said. I'm just sitting here waiting to eat this.
I got married the summer we opened, and we had about 6 different flavors of cupcakes, and it was a smash.
And you didn't invite us?
Evidently. Next time you renew those vows, we would. And you can go check out Jilly's Cupcake Bar and Cafe.
Yes.
They are expanding and growing. Thanks, guys, for bringing us all these delicious cupcakes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mine has a candy corn for the fall season.
I know that she's not going to treat me the same way that Casey treated you. Right here. Cheers, Cassandra.
Cheers. Be
careful. we remain friends, as you two do. We want to thank you guys for being here. Don't go anywhere because we've got Allyson Mace with Sauce Magazine coming up next.
All right.
Oh,
Yummy.
man.
I'm taking a bite now.
Okay, pink.
You took my hand and showed me how. You promised me you'd be around. That's right.
I love your show. I think it's a lot of fun. I love the show. I watch the show every night. You have great guests on there. I enjoy watching the best of the STL.
I love the show, and I love to watch it all the time. Thank you very much.
I just recently started watching the program, and so far I have really enjoyed it. It's wonderful what you do with the kids or anything, and putting St. Louis on the map. Hi, I really like your show. Hi, I love your show. I watch it every day, every time you come on. I love your show.
We may get to enjoy retirement, but our old cell phones shouldn't. Recycle them. It's easy, it's free, and it's good for the environment. Hi, this is Richard Garn. Please answer the call to recycle.
Yo, what up? It's your man Nelly, and you watch STL TV. Experience the Lou all day.
In times of peace and times of war, in times of joy and times of pain, we need them, they need us, and we need you, the USO, until everyone comes home.
That song when I'm running.
Oh, do you
Oh,
really?
yeah, that's my jam, I'm telling you.
I like it.
Speaking of jam, we are all over the food scene here in St. Louis because our next guest has helped transform the culinary scene here in St. Louis with Sauce Magazine.
Absolutely, and guess what? We're not the only ones celebrating an anniversary. They are too. 10 years with bringing St. Louis Sauce Magazine.
Yes, please help us welcome founder and publisher Allyson Mace.
It's great to be back.
You always give us the hookup.
Yeah,
that's
right. That's right.
So tell us, for those people who maybe they just moved to town, they don't know much about Sauce Magazine, what makes it unique? Because they may say, oh, another magazine about cooking. Oh, no, but Sauce is special.
Well, Sauce is special because we keep everything local. We like to make sure that the people that we're featuring in Sauce Magazine, the restaurants, the restaurateurs, the people that support the culinary scene, are highlighted. They're the superstars here in St. Louis, and I think that when you move to a city like St. Louis, maybe from a Chicago or New York, you really don't expect to see something like that here. And then when you figure out that there's some amazing talent here in St. Louis, it's really surprising, and they really just gravitate to Sauce.
Yeah.
It's so true. That's probably one of my favorite things about St. Louis, being a California native from the San Francisco Bay Area, is that the culinary scene is so fabulous here, from like internationally known chefs, and it's all very accessible. I feel like, and affordable. So, speaking of affordability and accessibility, Sauce has been a great publication for those reasons. But you guys have your running timeline. Talk about starting 10 years ago, 2001, October.
Yeah, October 2001. We had been working up to the beginning of the magazine, the print version of the magazine, for a launch in October 1. Well, we all know what happened in September. Right. The World Trade Center was hit in September, and it was really scary for us because we weren't sure what was going to happen to the country, to our economy here in St. Louis. And here I am launching something really, risky. Yes. Starting a magazine's tough. It's one of the top fail rates of any business that you could have.
Really?
Yeah. And next to a restaurant. So I got out of there.
2 for 2 there.
Right. I went from the restaurant and into the magazine business. But it was really something we'd been working on. We're very passionate about it. We had 4 people working with us. I had, I think it was 16,000 magazines, 200 locations, 4 girls and 1 tank of gas. So we really, I threw the magazines in my back of my truck and we drove all over town. We delivered them. Wow. It was quite an experience, and it's been a wonderful ride so far. I mean, the magazine really is it's really interesting to kind of see it grow. It's like a child. And when you have an infant, you really have to nurture it. And the amazing talent that's come to Sauce Magazine, the talented creative people, writers, that we still have lots of writers with us now. I still have an employee from that day. Her name is Shayna Cook, and she runs our advertising department. She's been with me for over 10 years. And the magazine is just really flourishing, and to be at 200 locations, now we're over 1,000 locations now.
Wow.
We started out with 16 pages, 12,000 copies. Now we're at 80,000 copies on the street, 50-mile radius of St. Louis Central. It's just amazing to see how this now tween or teenager is really showing its wares.
Yeah, and it's because of the quality that you're putting into it. It
Well,
has to be.
we're about quality. I mean, we stand for the quality of the publication. The integrity is really key for us, because we want to know that our readers respect the content that they're reading.
I'm sure.
It's really important, because especially when you're critiquing and you're talking about such important things like food, we want to make sure that it's the real deal, and we go out of our way, and we're very particular about making sure we keep that integrity with the magazine.
Here's what surprises me. Every time, something new. I mean, really? Seriously? How do you not repeat, we're going to feature something again twice? No, I'm not saying that you haven't, but seriously, I've missed it if you have, because it's amazing. How do you come up with all this
We
new
are
stuff?
content machines, and it's really a factor of the amazing talent in the editorial staff that we have, and a lot of our writers. I mean, we have a flex force of 45 different freelance writers and photographers that work with us, and they come with a lot of great ideas. The thing about St. Louis is it's growing, and there's always something to write about. There's always something new that's happening in the city. It's just amazing what's really coming down.
I like to know, what is your favorite section of Sauce?
I love the reviews.
Why?
Well, because I have the restaurant background.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm really passionate about. I eat out probably 3 or 4 times a week, and I love when a new restaurant opens up. I'm really excited about it. We have a really great review this month of the Home Wine Kitchen in Maplewood, and it's just it's always fun to see what the old guys are doing in our time-tested reviews, and the new people that are coming into the scene. It's just I just love restaurants. I love the people behind it, the food, everything.
I love that time-tested reviews. Did they make it?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Now you've got Lydia Bastianich coming.
Bastianich.
The
You tried.
Italian.
You
I don't
tried.
do that.
That's okay.
No,
It's a tough name.
No,
it
Italiano,
is.
fine.
Coming November 16th, and she's actually going to be at the Sheldon.
The Sheldon, yes.
Wonderful.
Well, if you like Italian food, you know who Lydia Bastianich is. She is an amazing Italian chef, and she's coming in for the Sauce Celebrity Chef Series, which we partner with Left Bank Books for. And we just got done with Alton Brown. He was in last October 9th, and to an amazing crowd of over 500 people at the Ethical Society. And Lydia is going to be very popular as well. I mean, people who love Italian food love Lydia, and she's been around forever. And she's signing her book, Italian in America, and it's going to be at the Sheldon on the 16th.
Way to bring more stuff to St. Louis.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, yeah.
What do you think an out-of-towner who may come in and pick up Sauce Magazine would be surprised to find out when they read through Sauce Magazine?
That we have a culinary publication, that we have a really good food scene here in St. Louis.
Yes.
I think that's one thing that people don't really get, because for so long before Sauce Magazine they talked about Just the Hill or Ted Drew's, which are all amazing places, but for a long time that's what we were seeing from an outside standpoint, from a national standpoint. But now that Sauce Magazine's really garnered the light of Food and Wine, and we've received ink in the New York Times, the Washington Post, we really are on the radar, and they're actually looking at what Sauce Magazine is reporting on and using that from a national spin.
Love it, Ivy.
I will just say, Sauce Magazine has grown in its publication, but also it's changed a lot. So you went from the daily sauce online, and now you've got the taste of the weekend, or sauce. What's
Edible
going on?
Weekend.
Edible Weekend.
I get them, and I love them. And you can sign up for those by going to St. Louis, is it saucemagazine.com? If you can't read it, I can't either. Saucemagazine.com. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You can sign up for the emails. You can find out latest on the publication right there. And we know you know a lot about food, so we're going to invite you to stay and eat.
That's right.
Oh,
We're going to the kitchen right now.
Well, I've been in. I know that the scallop dish that was airing earlier, that dish was featured in the August issue of Sauce Magazine.
Hey, then you already know how good it is.
If you haven't been to Salt and you haven't tried that dish, you should. You get in the car and go now, because it is super good.
Well, we're going to go here right now. We're going to get in the car.
And Julie's Cupcakes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I love them. They're so awesome.
Aren't
Cupcake
they?
Wars.
It was
Well,
good.
follow
It was
us
good.
over.
over, Allison.
Yeah.
Enjoy the.
Yes.
We saved you a scallop.
Yes, we did,
Oh,
Allison.
goody.
So enjoy it.
Yay.
Let's come over here and try
I actually-
it. Are you nervous now, Brendan? Because here comes Allison with Sauce Magazine. Does that make you nervous?
Yeah. One thing that we didn't get to highlight earlier was this fabulous smoking gun.
Oh, the smoking gun, right? Our little toy that we have at the restaurant. So what we do is we take the sauce, we put it down in the bottom of the jar, right? And then we put the scallop on top of that. We put a little scallion on top of that, and then to show you how we smoke it, we take the cap, put it right on. We turn on our smoking gun.
I love it.
We light the cedar, right? And then we have the smoke come through.
I'm guessing this is the only place in St. Louis using a smoking gun to smoke scallops in a mason jar.
I don't know. Maybe not.
What do you
I
think,
know
Allison?
other restaurants
Limited
use it. So that's how we played it at the restaurant. And then for a presentation here, I'll show you guys just kind of our components. So we've got the seared scallops.
Allison approves. Yes, she's saying yes.
Mustard sauce, right? And then the little scallions. And then I won't do the smoke because we don't really capture it. But
Yeah, but we can get a tight shot on this guy when we open him up, huh?
oh yeah, let's do
open him
that.
up.
Let's open up.
Oh, look at there. Allison's getting her hands dirty. They're working
Oh,
around the kitchen. Yes.
smoke served with a fork. How about that?
It's gorgeous.
Really cool.
Excellent. We have had a great show. I mean, I'm enjoying this. I want to get a chance to try it. Allison, of course, will let you. Maybe it could be reviewed.
You know, Cassandra, earlier you mentioned something about the history of salt and a little something that we might not know about.
Yeah, Ivy, did I tell you what it was?
No.
It's a secret. Salt, and Brandon can do better, actually started out in an old funeral home.
Oh,
Isn't that something? Yes, tell us about that, Brandon.
Well, our executive chef / owner, Wes Johnson, actually has a history of that. Eclipse Moonrise Hotel used to be a funeral home too, so he's got a little track record with that. But,
fabulous. We want to thank you for being here, Brendan.
Thank you very much.
So much, Brandon.
Appreciate
Dr.
the opportunity.
Quigless and Allison with Sauce Magazine as well.
Woo, we thank you to our sponsors.
And thanks for watching.
And thank you so much to our band Concoction. Take it away one more time.
All right.